Okay, welcome. Hello, everyone. And I'm always honored to have these conversations, but I'm really excited about what we're doing today. I'm talking to some of my long-term body whispering practitioners about the changes in our lives since we have had wealth whispering come into our life. Now, I will talk to you a little bit about my story, but we have some life-changing, well, actually, it's not just life-changing. I was thinking about you guys, and I was thinking about wealth whispering. And the one thing I'd like to start off with, and then we'll get into like your individual stories, is it changed every part of our lives, not just the money and wealth equation. Like I have seen you blossom. I've seen you open up across multiple areas of your life, and I've heard you talk about like your relationships changing, your identity changing, and how you interact with like your body, your business, obviously, money, but all of these things changing in your life. So I'd love to hear. Um, Aparna, we'll start with you. I'd like to hear like what you want to share about wealth whispering, and then we'll move on.
Oh, thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. I'm like super excited. And I wish to tell you, Dr. Adila, that you've always been my lucky mascot, even whenever there has been a meeting with you and the class. I receive money every time I connect in this call. And today, just 2 minutes before the call, I've received again a set of money, which it's been like always magical. This is something which it's been happening regularly. And I remember going back to the first time when I had a call with Rashmi connected to the Wealth Whispering, where I had a lot of reservations about, oh, that's a huge amount of money, and I don't know whether I'll be able to pay or not. And I remember starting out from say even 5,000 rupees earning it was so tough for me at a time. Not that I didn't have the talent, but probably what I lacked was the trust, the self worth part of it, which was missing in a big way. And the moment my husband said, I'm going to pay this for you, that's a gift from me, and I joined in. But believe me, it is so magical. Yes, we have done multiple modalities where we have to do a lot of work on ourselves, and there's a lot of work to be done in other modalities. Not that I'm putting down other modalities, but what I found it to be so magical in this is all one has to do is just lie down and receive and have no point of view of how it's going to transform. And yes, the first year, what it showed up for me was in terms of land and properties. So it is like for that little amount you invest, you're getting back in crores. So I have invested the first land, the second land, then the farmland. So it's so amazing to see that whatever is your ask in terms of your desires. For me, it was that in a big way. And that showed up so magically. And that was the reason every year I have gone on to invest on this particular course. I would like to put it across as investment only, because whatever you invest on comes back to you in terms of multiple ways. Well, this is just one aspect which has shifted for me. In my second year, I remember I suddenly my in-laws decided to give me the inheritance part with respect to jewelry, and that showed up magically for me even there. That I received it, and it was my wish to have a farmland where I grow organic fruits and vegetables and medicinal product. And I think just before one of the call last year, I put the intention. Within 2 months somebody came out to me and said we can grow elaichi, that is cardamom and turmeric, and now we are going to receive the first harvest very soon. So it there, of course, it's not a monetary benefit, but it's something which is going to contribute for people in terms of the medicinal benefits. I've seen my relationship change with my in-laws on a personal level and with my sister. So I don't think they were acting out that way. It was something within me that shifted, that changed the relationship paradigm. So when the old version of me changed, I'm no longer the same person. I'm no longer the same personality. I'm a completely a different person, very vibrant. And I would say, as if I'm an embodiment of Goddess Lakshmi herself, which allows me to receive and believe in my own self, where I drop that limited I completely. That's the ego, which doesn't let me receive. And now I'm working from that expanded version of myself, which is Goddess Lakshmi herself. And I'm super, super grateful for that. So my self worth has increased. And wherever, even at a genetic level where, or at an ancestral level, where I felt, oh, we are supposed to sacrifice, we are not supposed to receive anything. There are times when I've judged my ancestors, have how could they have led such a small life? So I'm an embodiment of that. And I have functioned from being very small, which has resulted in me feeling lack of self worth. And now I'm ready to see their goodness as well as receive from them and the creative abilities of my past life, which has allowed me to, in this, even the pre this thing of the wealth whispering, I have registered, launched my website on the most auspicious Akshaya Tritiya day, which is possible only because of the blessings of the wealth whispering and Goddess Lakshmi herself. And the website is so expansive, and I know it's going to contribute in a big way. My health, yes, people would say astrologically, I'm going through one of the most negative as planet, that is Ketu, which makes you detached. But I'm just functioning from the opposite side of it, where it is this planet which is giving me everything I wanted in my life for the last, say, 40, 45 years of my awareness. So this is not a coincidence. This is something very miraculous, very magical. And I'm really, really grateful. And I know one thing, that every year I'm going to be choosing this program. And it is also about the wealth whispering and your energy and the group energy, which is so important. And every time when we share, our wins and whatever we wish to work on, every participant has contributed towards even clearing, where I have mirrored, say, probably being my mother or my mother or my dad, and functioning from there. And yet, what I'm resisting so much about them, I landed up becoming her only. And
Mm.
the calls have contributed in a completely, I think, the unlimited version of myself. And I'm super proud and happy to receive that in every elements of my life. And it's just going to grow more and more. So I'm really grateful to you, Dr. for bringing out this program, which is so easy. I think it is, I think, the easiest. You just have to pay and just believe and just lie down. I have gone off to sleep in every activation and in a deep sleep, and with absolutely no point of view ki, am I going to receive, have I slept, have I this thing? But no, I have received magical stuff everywhere. It need not be all the time a monetary benefit. It can be in different ways. And I think, getting closer to the original blueprint of ours, which is nothing but divine and creation. So really thankful for that.
Wow, thank you so much. Like, why it's amazing for me to hear this stuff is you guys do share throughout the program, but if I don't sit down and actually sometimes ask you, or we don't have this opportunity to talk for longer than 2 or 3 minutes, I don't actually get to hear this kind of, really well-rounded feedback about it. And the things you've shared, like, they are mind-blowing. Like, it is very hard to put into words actually the all-encompassing aspect of this energy in this program. I have one question for you as a participant. I have received some messages from people saying, look, I am really tired. Like, I am really frustrated. I have tried so many things. I have invested in so many things. how do I know that this is actually going to work? And I would like to hear like what you would say to that given your history as well.
Yeah. So that's what I said, when I started off my journey with you, it was the same thing. There were so many issues and challenges I was facing, in spite of the fact that I have been a healer myself and a life coach practicing for so many years. But from where I started off with just a few thousands in my bank account, it has solidified into crores now, which is something, it's a proof, and without us having to do anything at all. And that's why I have landed up again and again. If it was not working for me, I wouldn't have landed up choosing it for the second time, for the third time. And that has been there with most of the participants, where that energy keeps drawing out, because I think the nature of this energy is to thrive. And this, okay, I'm done with this, I'm willing to have more, I'm willing to have more, and it just gets more and more and more larger. So the fact, my journey, I'm sure even with other participants, all of us have had breakthrough experiences. I have had this feeling where, I have been, say, caged in a kind of a glass wall, and suddenly I've just broken up all of that, and I'm just rising up, no matter what people judge or feel about me. So, like how, the sun doesn't care what people, whether it judges or not, it continues to maintain its original nature. The same way, I don't think we should really bother about what others think of us or this, because our original nature is that of to really thrive. And that's where I think you can just close your eyes and just have no point of view. The energy is going to contribute, because it is not about you and me, it's about the divine energy itself. So the limited us will have a lot of point of view. How will it work? How can it? By just sleeping, how is it going to work? But we have proof, right, in front of us through multiple participants telling the same thing, that it has worked magic. So what I'm sharing here is very little. I'm sure if we go detailed, we can even talk for 2, 3 hours, and yet it will be small. Yes, I did have a little reservations about attending the retreat up until now. And I've had a lot of fears. I've even discussed with Bakul Rashmi multiple times that I have a lot of fear, and my patriotism towards my motherland that doesn't let me travel to foreign countries. But so I have always hooked myself into a luxury hotel in India and done the retreats with you. But this time I'm super sure that I'm attending the retreat, because that energy is something I really wish to achieve and receive. So this time,
Wow.
in fact, last call we were traveling, and I haven't traveled in business class till now. But I think that day was your call, the day of my travel. And they came to me and said, "We are ready to upgrade your full family to the business class. Are you willing to take it?" And I said, "How? I don't think I can ever receive the business class travel." But we did it. And just for some, I think, 1,000 rupees we had to pay for the upgradation. And I said, "I'm willing to have this every time I travel now." So this is what I feel when you say no. Only when you feel the energy, you will know what it is to have that. So till we feel we are not good enough, we may never want to explore what it is to be rich. So it's not when it becomes, I'll start living that life. You start living it now, that energy will pump in naturally to you.
This year is very special, and listening to you talk, I'm now understanding why it's such a special year. This is the year where the students are really becoming the masters. You guys are now stepping into teaching through embodiment this energy and being this energy in the world. And it is giving me chills. Like, this is going to change the world, not just your lives. This is going to change the world, because everything you've spoken about is like miraculous in itself, right? Amazing results in itself. But to put that all together and to hear you explaining to me the concepts of wealth whispering better than anything else is just beyond. So thank you so much. Kosim, do you have 1 minute or are you needing to leave? So sorry if you need to leave right now. That's okay. If you have 1 minute. Okay, that's fine. I'm going go here. Kosim is one of our participants who I have seen you transform in front of my eyes, honestly. And so I know you have to run, but is there a few words you would like to share about your transformation?
My whole life has been changed after attending this class, after attending Wealth Whispering. It is, from my point of view, money is the byproduct of this thing. Whole life, every area is covered by this. Only the name is Wealth Whispering, but whole personality, the way of living has been changed. So I'm very thankful for you to getting out this kind of thing in our life. So today it is surprise they have just called me that we are coming with. I'm going to facilitate some money class with them. So they have come with money that they are ready to.
Yeah, so I don't want to get in the way of you receiving more money because I'm going to let you go. I'm going to very quickly add this. Like Kusum's business growth during this program has been one of my favorite observations. Like everything, her confidence, her embodiment, her relationships, I know they've all changed, but seeing her grow her business as such a tangible result of this program has been one of my favorite things because, again, people think you have to work so hard with your mind to make your business work. And Kusum is the perfect example of like doing the activations, your business blows up, people come to you with money, you get very famous, you get very good at what you do, and you finally step into the embodiment of the gift that you are in the world. Thank you so much, Kusum. I have loved having you as a Wealth Whispering participant, and this year you're going to become an activator. So I'm so proud of you. Thank you. And go get your money. Go work with your clients. If you can let Rashmi know if you have time to come back later. And I'm going to talk to Buckle now. Thank you so much.
Thank
All
you.
right. Buckle, you are also on you're about to begin your second round of the program. Is that correct? Oh, you're muted.
Yeah. So, yeah, can you give me 1 second? I'll just come back. 2 minutes. Give me two
No
minutes.
problems. We have Samiha here. And the Miha. Hi,
Hello, good
Samiha. How
morning.
are you?
Fine, how are
Hello.
you?
How are you? Okay. Tell me, I would like to ask you something because you've done every round of Wealth Whispering.
Yes, this is the fourth round.
This is the fourth round. And I was just saying to Aparna, I wasn't sure. I knew every year it gets better, but I didn't know exactly what the big difference was energetically. But now I know. This year, I feel like the students are going to go far beyond, like, you're going to become leaders in the world for wealth embodiment, right? And secondly, the retreat is like creating heaven on earth. It's creating your greatest experience when we're together in Bali. So I want to hear about like what you think after being in the program for 4 rounds. How was it for you?
Actually, I appreciate about all this energy for body whispering and wealth whispering, because this shift my life. Shift my life with everything, with the relationship, with the relationship with my body, with the money, with the work. Actually, for me, this is now, this year, I feel with this one. This year, I feel with this one. Last year, you told me when I was with this is retreat, you told me, Samiha, you are more than enough. You will come, you look at my eyes, and you told me, I will hear about Samiha and I will tell them, I know her. You remember? And this is what happened now for me. Yani, I have big plan, big job, alhamdulillah. I, I have too much expansion in my work, because this wealth not only money, not only money. You told us this is money, 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 and we believe with this limited money. No, this is money, this is work, this is support people, support relationship. Actually, from the beginning, I don't know why my body need this wealth whispering. I always take this one, and I feel not me, not my mind need this one. My energy need this one. My body need this one. And now the result happened. Alhamdulillah. You feel the energy, right?
Yeah, I do. And also, and I'm going to ask you if you don't mind to also say this in Arabic, because even through like, I know English is your second language. I know that you are trying to put into words a very strong energy that is hard to describe. And I know that you've only told us like this much of so much energy, but I can feel, like I said, this year, it's kind of like you have become a leader. You have suddenly embodied everything that you had received. And this is what we mean. You become the embodiment. People don't understand when I say embodiment, embodiment. You have to become it. You can't just learn it. You can't just think it. You can't just understand it with your mind. You have to become the embodiment of your new level of wealth, your new level of leadership, who you are in the world as your most divine being, as your greatest self, your most confident self. And I'm seeing you be this now. I'm seeing our other participants be this. And your whole life changes, not just the money, as you say, everything changes.
Actually, Adila, when you say before embodiment, my mind not understand what's the meaning of embodiment. But now I am in this situation. That's why even the English, the English now, when I talk with you about the English, you remember?
You're so good at English now, though. We started off, she needed a translator, and now listen to her English. Like, amazing.
Yes. And even this, the active wealth whispering, all this in English. I told Rishmi, why you no translate? And after she told me, if you need, I will bring. But I don't want anyone to translate this English. Thank you, Adila. Really, thank you. Now I have body whispering sessions, and we are in the energy. And always when I look about this energy, I feel how the gratitude about this energy, and for you also. Really, thank you. And from yesterday to today only, these people, this is not too much people, but these people, they want this energy, because this energy is special energy, not for everyone. not for everyone. Even the wealth whispering, not for everyone.
If it's speaking to you, you have been chosen, because it doesn't make sense. The problem with wealth whispering, it does not make sense. So if you have been chosen to hear that whisper in your heart and in your body, then please listen to it, because just like Samiha and Aparna and Kusum, all of the participants, it's going to change your whole life, and all you have to do is trust the energy. Samiha, if you don't mind taking some of what you said and doing a little bit in Arabic for us, then we can use that as well.
Okay, no problem. I will say in Arabic. أنا دخلت الولف وسبرينج من 4 سنوات، من وقت ما بدأنا مع الدكتورة عديلة. الولف وسبرينج يلي دخلته جسدي وطاقتي دخلته، ما مو المايند، لأنه ما كنت فهماني بالعقل شو هو الولف وسبرينج. شو رح تعملنا الدكتورة عديلة بالولف وسبرينج. لحد الآن أنا 4 راوند دخلته بالولف وسبرينج، عمل لي شفت بحياتي، عمل لي شفت بعلاقاتي. الويلث لا يعني فقط المال، الويلث هو عبارة عن علاقتك بالوفرة بشكل عام، الوفرة بالعلاقات، الوفرة بالشغل، الوفرة بالناس الداعمة بحياتك. طبعا دائما كل راوند بتعملنا الدكتورة عديلة اكتيفيشن. في توسع كثير كبير بحياتي صار، في توسع بالناس الداعمة بحياتي. شغلي هلأ أنا بعد فترة توسع كثير الحمد لله. صار عندي فرص كثير حلوة أقدر إني أنا اشتغل فيها كهيلر أو ككوتش أو كشغلي بالشغل الهندسي. طبعا أنا عم بحكي لكم نتيجة التجربة اللي أنا عشتها، بكفي إنه شعور بالوفرة وبالفلو بحياتك، الشعور الوفرة والفلو بحياتك، كأنه الموضوع كإنرجي، أنت حاسس بالفلو، حاسس إنه الأشياء عم تجيك بسهولة ويسر، في يسر بالحياة. طبعا كثير مهم نحن نستقبل بهذا الكورس، كثير مهم إنه نحن نكون عندنا بليف إنه هذا هاي الإنرجي عم تشتغل معنا، لأنه بيصير في عنا توسع. وبصراحة النتيجة مش ضروري تكون هلق، النتيجة بتيجي بعدين شوي شوي. النتيجة طول ما نحن متمسكين إنه بدنا نشوف النتيجة ما رح تشوفوا النتيجة. هو الموضوع فلو واستقبال وتوسع، فلو واستقبال وتوسع. وإن شاء الله أنا هلأ رح أكون ميسرة ومدربة بالويلث وسبرينج، لأنه حقيقة عمل فرق بحياتي. شكرا. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Samiha.
I told them, this is if we attach for the result, always we attach the result, we need the result, the result will not come. You have to provide space for this. You have to provide a new space to the result come like nicely or like flow.
Yeah. Yeah, like magic.
Like
You become
magic.
it. You
But
become
we
the
don't
embodiment
want
of
to say
it.
magic, because you know the magic here
Oh.
now. They will say we make magic.
It comes
Only,
easy. I mean, it just is so easy that it is the part that people don't believe that it can be this easy. And that's why here we are 4 years later saying it is easy, but you just have to allow yourself to receive it. And so thank you so much for being here,
Thank you,
Samiha.
Habibi. Thank you. Thank you for you. Thank you for your energy. Thank you for this modality. Everyone told me this is magic modality. Why we not expand more for this one? I told them this energy for the people who know what is the value for this energy or them body. But I believe this energy, it will be expand more and more and more.
Yeah, it's
Thank
going to
you.
change the world. Thank you. Thank you
Thank you for
sharing.
everyone.
Yes, thank you
Bye.
to everyone. And I'll see you soon. Thank you,
I
Samiha.
will go to my room. Thank you.
Take care. Okay, so Buckle, tell me more. Tell me about your journey with Wealth Whispering and tell me where you're at.
Okay, so to begin with, Adila, I mean, I've known you for years now, and it's been a wonderful journey. I would say, like, obviously, Aparna also said, very, very magical. I don't have words. But yes, it has been very expansive since I have joined Body Whispering with you. And I can say that because being into Access for years, I also, practiced most of the classes, especially SOP. But Body Whispering with you was a absolute, uh, you know, a transition in my life, like very expansive, very magical. And I can't put in like literally the practical words as in like, what has happened, but a lot of magical things have shown up for me. And so with Aparna, of course, she's bought land in India. And for me, because I wanted to move to Dubai, I have like my father who was never willing to sell, and give me that property money. He is now already 100%. So I've invested in three properties now in Dubai. And, so it's like my future to have the passive income and settle down here in Dubai. And I'm really excited for that. And of course, take wealth whispering forward in the UAE and the Gulf. So, and create more awareness that wealth whispering is really magical. And all your calls, like Aparna, I have gone to deep trance. And the last call I told Rashmi, I said, "Oh, the call is over. I don't even know," because I went into very deep theta delta state and a lot of shifts were happening. And then every call, when you take us through that, the attunement or the meditation, yeah, it is very powerful. I can say that because I have experienced it. A lot of things have opened up. And even the last retreat at, the beautiful resort we had was so magical. Loved it, every bit of it. And I was telling Rashmi, I said, what would it take, for us to have again in UAE? But she said, no, it's Bali this time. And we're going to have even more fun. And I'm super excited to travel to Bali. And thanks to you because moving and my property net not getting sold and, that money situation was stressing me up. So I told Rashmi, I said, sadly, I won't be able to, but then something, changed and you gave me a good, plan, which was very helpful and big thank you to you. And I was like, no, I want to be in that wealth whispering energy and I can't miss the retreat. So the visualization, the intent, whenever I've done it, like I have experienced it. And lately, I was flying from Miami and I was like, I don't want to be on that 16-hour economy class, So I said, forget it. I don't mind, investing the 20,000 dirhams flying business. And what I got was I was upgraded to first class on Emirates. So which was so magical. So I was like, wow, all this is like the wealth whispering energy when we don't put like, well, I'm doing this, so I should get this. That's like operating from the need, which we need to just cancel that and allow universe to show all the magic which you can ask for. And there you go, you have it. So I had the wonderful experience of traveling first class on Emirates, and it was really nice. So, it's like, and I and Aparna, we are Pisces somewhere, so we have similar thoughts. And I always thought, like, no more. So if I'm flying 7, 8 hours, which I will now, to then pass our airport to Bali, I said I'm flying business. I'm not going to be traveling economy. And then, coming to the beautiful resort, which is going to be amazing. So thank you so much, Adila, for all the magic to show up and to be in your energy.
That is just phenomenal. Again, I haven't, see, you haven't even told me this. I'm just going to, like, I probably spent the longest time with you at the retreat last year, right? So you were definitely in a year of transition last year when you did your first round of Wealth Whispering. To hear how much your life has changed, how all of those things that you just talked about that were up in the air, like where you wanted to be, where you wanted to settle, your property stuff, your money situation, to hear the shift that you've just described that's happened between the end of the last round of the program and the beginning of this round. It's not even been a year. Like we finished in October last year. It's now the beginning of May. That is just phenomenal. And there's two concepts we talk about the most in Wealth Whispering. One is the embodiment. And you just described that perfectly with your exactly what you explained about being upgraded to first class, but it's because you guys have become the embodiment of wealth, your new threshold for wealth. So, a partner gets upgraded to business, you get upgraded from business to first. Like your bodies are walking in and saying, this is us now, like this is the reality. And the second part is the collapsing of time, which is one of our activations we do every year. The combination of quantum leaping or quantum jumping, but collapsing time. Because the results you guys are talking about, people spend years chasing those kinds of results, chasing those kinds of outcomes, right? And if we were to look at it, even if it took you the full length of the program, which is 6 months, or it took you even a year, that's still a fraction of the time that other people are wondering still how to create that shift, what they need to do, what they can be to have it. This is one of my favorite parts of Wealth Whispering is we don't have to figure out how to do it. We just have to be willing to receive the magical upgrades and receive the blessing of basically Goddess Lakshmi and the Wealth Whispering energy. So I just want to say congratulations, Buckle. That is a phenomenal update. Thank you for sharing. I'm like so
Yes.
excited for you.
Yes, I'm just waiting to be in Bali with you now.
I can't wait. Our retreat this year is called Heaven on Earth in Bali. That was downloaded from Goddess Lakshmi about 3 weeks ago. It's again at the Ritz-Carlton in Bali. I've been speaking to them. They're aware that this is like a very special program. So even the resort are like, okay, we think this is going to be a great room. We think this is going to be a great place for you to do your, we're doing outdoor activations this year. We're doing embodiment practices. We're taking things to the next level. We're never going to have the same thing happen every year. We always want to improve. So I'm just so grateful that you are willing, our participants are willing to go beyond their limitations, even the good limitation. Because you go to a retreat like last year and you think that was amazing. How are you going to make it better than the UAE? The first one we did, I was like, oh God, how are we going to make this better than the Ritz-Carlton at Ras Al Khaimah, right? But every year it does. And so this year, Bali, Ritz-Carlton, I think it is going to blow our minds. I'm so grateful for you guys. And last but not least, I'm going to ask Rashmi to just say a few words because she has very special insight. Baku, go ahead.
Yeah, sorry. So, like always, I mean, especially with your group, Adila, I'm the only guy. There's nobody choosing, which is, I mean, a big surprise to me. But in the other hand, also it's good because somewhere I get the awareness like, why can't I create the men's wealth whispering group and, get more awareness for men that, this energy also works for you guys, I know it's the goddess Lakshmi, you have to have that feminine to experience, to receive, and be open to, which I know a lot of men don't. And
I think
I'm
that might be the
different.
beauty of you choosing, though, might be the beauty of you choosing to become an activator this year. You might, about 2 years ago, and this wasn't publicly announced, I did intentionally change my energy to focus on working with women because that's something that's part of my role here. But it doesn't mean I don't work with men and we don't create fantastic results. But the men that are chosen to come through body whispering and wealth whispering, you'll often notice that they're leaders in their own right. And so when you say, oh, maybe I'm the person that needs to take this to the men in the world, well, maybe you are. And so that's maybe something you can look at exploring as an activator when you graduate this year. So thank you so much for that contribution. Rush, go
Thank
ahead.
you,
What would you
Adila.
like to tell us?
I can go on for hours because this is one of my favorite program, apart from a lot more, which is always favorite. And I think when you came out with this, I'll start at the inception because that was the most beautiful point for me. I've always said everybody gets the inspiration or say download or whatever, but you have been one of the persons who've always had the courage, and I will use courage to put it forth. It's not easy to say, hey, I'm getting a download of Lakshmi being wherever, whichever part of the universe you are in, and it's not at all common in your circle as such. So you had the courage to put forth it. And Adila, honestly, it's not the change in the wealth as per, it's not the rich, it's not the money, it's the being that changed for me. It's like I'm so much more confident. I genuinely feel wealthy. I remember telling one of my friends last week itself, you know what I've done for my birthday? I've shopped like a maniac. Like my bills have blown up. And I was like, who do I think I am spending so much? Like, what do I think of myself? Like, I genuinely was questioning myself. And I realized it's because I've just stepped into being the wealth that I truly am. And thank you so much. And every year we come up with all these participants, and like Aparna, Bakul, and Kusum spoke. It's not just the energy of the program, it's the people who come in. And it's the places we visit. The first time did Abu Dhabi, Ras Al Khaimah, my body was like, this is all you need. This is the kind of luxury you need. You're not going to be staying in any other kind of hotels. You're not going to be doing. So you just embody that. Every time you build the muscle of, hey, this is what it is. Hey, this is what. So you're programming yourself in a very subtle and beautiful way, or maybe unprogramming yourself, whatever it is. I can't go back to being, what do you call it? Mediocrity level. I'm so sorry. I don't think I can do it. So thank you so much. This is something I've always known as a child, to be wealthy, and I'd lost it in between, and I'm embodying it again. Thank you.
Yes,
Thank
Adila.
you.
And thank you, big thank you to you because, since Rashmi brought this up, I can add a bit that I come from a very middle class family, so the values I was taught as a child from my mom, from my dad, that they have struggled literally. And then it was like traveling second class, very mediocre and everything. But after your retreat and the embodiment and the empowerment, and of course the other modality as well, but more yours. And it's like my body wants ease. I'm not settling for less. And you literally spoiled us by taking us to the best retreats. And now it's like nothing coming down. So I was like so excited when I stayed at the Al Watwa resort. And I kept telling Aparna, I said, you have missed something big. You should have come. I would have picked you up from Abu Dhabi airport, but you should have you know, got yourself, because there were three ladies traveling to Bangalore, from Bangalore, Rashmi and the other ladies. And it was very easy for her. So I kept telling her, break the oaths and vows and, fealties, communities, and swearing bonding contracts with that Mother India and Jai Mata Di and Bharat Mata and all that, just to bring yourself out. Not that we have to hate our country, of course not. We love our motherland, but we need to break barriers. And yes, you have broken a big barrier. And it's like now just the 5-star and the 7-star resorts and nothing less.
When I plan the retreats every year, I'm kind of like, I have one goal or thing in my mind is how do I make this even better? And you guys are like my children, kind of, where I'm like, how do I treat them to something that's going to blow their minds? Whether or not you've come to a retreat before, there is so much intention. Like, forget about, like, the retreat's going to be amazing, it's 5-star facilities, blah, blah, blah. But the layers of energy behind everything, like, the retreats literally are like a 10-month lead up. Like, we book it in January. We spend the first 8 months of the year being like, how is the retreat going to be amazing? What's going into your goodie bags? Because that changes every year. This year I have activators. So you guys are like, I'm like, okay, what is the special thing I can give them that's going to be their personal token of being an activator in the world? And then everyone else gets their wealth whispering mats, their eye masks, their Goddess Lakshmi little thing that keeps them connected to this energy. And I don't think there are any other retreats like this particular retreat in the world. This is not like a come to Bali and do a yoga retreat in a villa in Bali. They are beautiful. A lovely yoga retreat is wonderful. No, this is not about eating good food and moving your body and having a cool experience or a good experience. This is like you come, you enter a portal, you're transported to a different life, you're transported to a different reality, everything gets upgraded. And after 3 days, you leave, but you don't know if you've been there for 3 days or like 3 weeks, because our concept of time and energy and everything completely changes. And so that's why I say, if you're being pulled to it, please listen to that whisper, because you are being invited in to that wealth whispering time capsule that's going to completely change your self-concept. Everyone talking today that's talking about embodiment, the secondary component here is like who you think you are, like what you think of yourself gets upgraded. The thing with wealth consciousness is we sometimes think, Bakul actually described it beautifully, like we could go through our lives thinking we are the child of our parents. And so if our parents got this far, then maybe we can go a little bit further. But wealth whispering completely changes our identity. It takes you from, second class travel to like first class on Emirates. Couldn't have given you a better example. Like in one lifetime, let alone in one lifetime, in 6 months, that has happened. That's a fantastic visual example of the shift. So thank you so much. Aparna, go ahead.
Yeah, as Bakul was talking, I just wish to add one thing. Like, I have always found, especially, Rush and Bakul, encouraging me all the time, because there are moments where that sudden doubt comes in, that sudden fear comes in, and everybody has been an encouragement and contribution in this program. And which also includes that we no longer then start feeling the so-called energy of, oh, others are growing, it's not working for me. We land up encouraging everybody, and the joy to see someone thrive is so magical, where we are no longer feeling jealous or I'm not good enough. That kind of lower emotions are not there. That's what I think has gone to create space for growth. So when you let go, that's where the space really comes in. So we are feeling super happy. I remember when Bakul talked about Dubai, I said more to go, more to go. We feel so happy for each other and cheering. So this participants are our cheerleaders. They are chosen ones by Goddess Lakshmi herself to be there to encourage and cheer and help us move forward. And I think it's beyond a religion program, where the Goddess Lakshmi herself she's allowed us to receive people in today's time and world where there is so much of religious clashes and stuff like that going on. This has contributed us to receive each other as true embodiment of divine, where we are beyond these religion and stuff. So that's the reason we are having participants from different countries showing up. And yet there is one thing common in all of us, you and the wealth whispering energy. So really grateful for that.
Thank you so much. I'm so grateful, like truly, truly grateful for you guys, but also grateful for your courage because you chose the program. And if you've repeated the program, you're really, every round, you're choosing to go far beyond the programming we started with, the limitations we started with, the family, the background, the socioeconomic status we started with. And for some of us, I mean, this is true for me, even where I am, like for some of us, we might not have anyone else in our immediate proximity that we can relate to in that way that's going to encourage you to go far beyond the background you come from. But this group, wherever you are from in the world, when we meet together online, you have that support, like Aparna is saying, you have that family, you have people cheering you on for you to create a totally different life and lifestyle, even if you're the very first one in your family. And even if you're doing it for the very first time, you will not fail. So I'm so grateful for your time, for being here, for sharing your stories today. And I can't wait. Like, I almost think every year, how can it get better than this? And it does get better than this. Like, your stories continue, like, to just blow my mind. And it really is a gift from beyond this world, from beyond this reality. So thank you. I can't wait to share your stories, and I can't wait to start this round of the Wealth Whispering program. And I will talk to you guys soon.